What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Not a lot, but we got a lot going on here tonight, man. What do you say to it?
Yeah, I'm down. There's a lot going on. I'm excited.
Yeah, not only do we have our first actual guest that I actually made a banner for this time. Tonight we're going to be having on Vaughn Coleman, and we're going to be talking about not only Phenomenova issue 1 that has already been out and everybody's gotten it, but we're going to be talking about his second book coming out, Phenomenova issue 2. And he'll be here in a little bit. He's on another stream, so he'll be rolling in later. But while we do that, we got some fun because we've got the indie cockfight going on, and we're going to eat that shit.
That's going to be awesome. I've been excited for this all week.
You ain't lying, man.
What's that? Zade versus Ethan Van Sciver?
Zade versus Ethan Van Sciver. It's going to be the Human Sunbeam versus Jeremy Tevenall. And let me tell you, this dude has talent, man. He's got talent that was so recognized that Ethan was like, yeah, I'll take this guy on. Now that's saying something. For Ethan to come down from the high tower of the kings down to the lowly levels of the peasants to take him on and try and put him in his place, only to see if the underdog can actually come out on top. I'm all about this.
Yeah, man. I feel like we need that sound effect from what's it called? That the crowd sound effect, so we can be like, "Oh, Ethan goes in with a Copics. It's looking good. Like it's not looking good for Zade Comics right now. Oh, it broke out the microns. It's a much cheaper but similar effectiveness of the Copics. This is going to be crazy, folks.
Oh no,
he's on fire."
Now, I noticed that there was a lot going on, apparently behind the scenes or just off to the side, but apparently EVS tried to challenge Matt Bear at one point, and he stepped aside, and now he's bitching that he's being ignored about it.
You know what? I used to like Matt Barr. But then I saw some shit that he was posting towards Anna and Cecil. That's Anna, the Star Wars girl, and Cecil.
Right.
And I'm like, that's no, man. I'm done. I'm out. That's not cool. It's not a cool thing to do, say. And aside from whatever, anything else, somebody who he was like going after Anna's dead sister kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then Cecil jumps in defense, and he goes after Cecil, and it's just like it's just nasty. And then he's going after Mint Salad and Riley, and I like them, And there's like this weird purity thing going on where some people think they, because one equals another, we can't we shouldn't be allowing people in our space. And when have we ever said that? You know what I mean? Everyone's allowed in our air. Yeah, everyone's allowed. Don't be an asshole. And if you're an asshole, you're out. Like, that's kind of the mentality.
Right.
Some people have some different views on what that is. And when he starts doing this purity high road, I was like, dude, that's it. I'm not in. Call yourself Comicsgate, but I'm not
I've seen quite a few try and take up some fights. And then when it doesn't go their way, they cower immediately and head out. So I don't think it's really the community that's kicking them out, but I think that the silence is the killer. Just don't respond to them. Let them, dwindle out on their own.
Yeah. Corey's saying,
Barton,
there you go.
I thought it was Matt trying to challenge EVS, and he was saying he would get people in the chat against EVS. I mean, that happens most of the times with these challenges and with, the award shows that take place. So, I mean, it's not unknown to take place, but we all know I
don't know if that's what he's doing, though. I think he's just toxic. I hate that word. I'm not going to say toxic. He's a shithead, and he tweets on Twitter, shithead things. I don't,
Sure.
and then that's just, it got to be a point where it's problematic, and it's like, all right, man, we can't do this. And when you try to, from my understanding, you try to work with the guy, and he just backlashes at you, starts like shifting the shit stream in your direction. It's like, all right, get out. Like, I'm done with this. I don't think it was him trying to challenge Ethan, because that's not going to work. This is largely Ethan's audience. And so people,
most definitely.
And people tend to
if you're
think
under this umbrella, you're going to have, the sunbeam shining down upon it. So you're going to interact whether you like it or not. It's just, how do you handle it? And are you going to be a little bitch at the end?
And if you do something, somebody calls you out, like some other people we know get called out, they can either say, yeah, maybe you're right. You know what? Maybe. Or, I don't know if you're right about that. Or, but what they end up doing is, yeah, you know what I mean? They freak the fuck out and they're like, you! And they start freaking slinging their, you, slinging their shit at you. It's like, all right, I'm out. I'm not going to do this.
We have, I think this person's new in the chat. Her name is Ava. Welcome, Ava.
Hey, Ava, how's it going?
Happy to finally have you here. I hope you stick around because it's going to get a little rowdy in here, especially when our guest just so happened to show up. So, guys, welcome the one and only creator and writer of Phenomenova Issue 1 and Issue 2. This man is now a die-hard member of the Chaos Crew because of his involvement with so much Sonic memorabilia as of late. And he's not bad at the game.
Sonic memorabilia
either. He's pretty good. Yeah,
what I miss?
Just the games and the shows and all. Yeah, you got to get caught up. But here he is, Captain Justice.
Oh God, Captain Justice!
Hey,
I haven't heard that
Justice.
name in a long time. I was hoping never to hear it again. But
so you play Sonic 1 or Sonic 2?
Which game is better? Well,
yeah, well, which one do you play
of the trilogy? 3 and Knuckles is the best of the trilogy, but I would say 2. I mean, the first one, I'm like, playing Green Hill Zone, and I'm like, this is great. And then once we hit Labyrinth Zone, I was like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it got underwater, guy. And I was like, oh man, why are there so many water levels in this game? It's like 3 water levels in a speed-based game, and I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah, right. That doesn't make sense. Although I guess it kind of makes sense.
I've never had so much anxiety going through water stages as I did trying to get those damn bubbles.
All the music, and then it's just like, no. It's so
I was a Super Nintendo guy, and so the water levels was something else. If you had the frog suit, then you'd be fine. You know what I mean? You just hop through it. It's like
confession. I've never played the Super Nintendo Mario games. I know I need to.
Mario 3 is the best one.
3.
Oh wait, Super Nintendo is just Mario World, Super Mario World.
Oh well, 3 is good though too. So I understand I need to play 3, World, Yoshi's Island.
Mario 2 is also good, and Mario 1 for what it's worth. Mario 1's got its perks, but Mario 2 is unique in the Mario franchise. Mario 3 was the best Nintendo one. And then Super Mario World just blew everything else out of the water.
Yeah.
There's an argument to be made for Mario 64, but I personally was like...
That's where I was about to interject.
Yeah, and 64. I got to play it. Apparently, the version I bought, because people... So I've been making gaming... The YouTube algorithm doesn't know what the hell to do with me. They've had 11 years, and
really don't.
So they decided, they were like, all right, we're going to promote your Sonic the Hedgehog videos and your X-Men videos. Great. So I made both yesterday, and then both were like... down numbers, and I'm like, you've been telling me for a month that this is what you like, and they're like, well,
yeah,
the attention span of the audience is also,
yeah, I know, that's why they like the shorts, they like TikTok brain.
Oh, you know what, Stanley, he should be here later. He said he's gonna pop in later. He's got some family stuff right now, but he pops in later. He works for TubeBuddy. He actually can help you out with the algorithm and channel stuff. He's good at that, man.
I've been doing it since my Captain Justice days, which I hate that those are my most viewed videos because they're horrible videos. They're horrible videos.
If I have a guess, I got to go back through the catalog and see exactly where it started out.
And you still decided to, you know what? Cheers to you. You're like, I still want to associate with this individual.
That's right.
I think
I
my most
appreciate
viewed videos were the most viewed video I have was from like 10 years ago when I was I used to work with the police department in Beeville, Texas. I was making a ride along. They had a ride along program, and I was helping to make a video. And I had this video, so I was just like, I'm gonna dump it on YouTube. Well, then a few years later, there's this big controversy about a guy trying to get a paperwork to file a complaint at the jail. And the people at the jail were like, sorry, like, we don't have paperwork for that. And they're like, who is the cop? And he's like, I just want to make this official. I just want to fill out the paperwork. And like, well, we don't have anything. So then a cop comes out and they're saying that he's being difficult and he's just trying to make a complaint. And the one cop was trying to do like a report. Anyways, it was like real shady. There was no official means to make a complaint at that police department, which I totally believe. I used to live there. And anyways, everybody was searching for that video, and then they came across mine, and so I got like 17,000 views. I know that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's like my most viewed.
That's good.
And I'm like,
that's not bad.
I just got to jump on more I just got to preemptively jump on a controversy.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like how would you predict that? Like it's so oddly specific, and it's like. Now, the one I did do that was really good is there was that Deadpool vs. Wolverine. I did a short explaining that cover.
That
got 46,000 views. I got
that was my second most popular. I got 2,000 something views on Wolverine Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta and the algorithm ultimately is gonna do its thing. The best we could do is just promote because whether it be crowdfunding algorithms or whatever, you never know how something's gonna do.
And I say just make good content, and if you can help, if you can ride the algorithm, that's fine. But just make good content. You'll get better viewers that way.
You don't want to rely on anyone else too for to promote you, but you do want to network. That doesn't mean that if someone else has to promote you all the time to get everything, then you probably don't have a unique audience. Which is why. But you do want to. But that doesn't mean don't network, don't have obviously I'm here, right? I'm not anti-promotion, but at the end of the day, you also don't want someone else to carry
helps,
you forever.
But if you have too much promotion going on from somebody else, and then all of a sudden, let's say that promotion stops, or for whatever reason, you get promotion. Not even that. You get a lot of promotion, and then people flood to your channel, and then don't watch.
Yeah, that too.
That's going to hurt you even more than. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's if you're streaming at the same time as someone who promotes you a lot and they're guaranteed are going to go to them every time, then it's are they your audience?
But that doesn't mean that they're going to stay and watch all your videos. They might subscribe. You might get an influx of subscribers, maybe some views.
But that's not viewers,
But if they don't stick around and watch your videos, YouTube's like, all right, I don't know what's going on here. And they'll actually bury you a little bit for that.
Yeah. It's all about the content. And since we're in this indie circuit, it's basically going to overlap each other with what we talk about,
always
right?
Mm-hmm. Everything overlaps.
It's going to be hard to get on top of that, especially when the other channels are already bigger than, say, this one as example. But as long as you just have good people with you, helping you out and everything, and you got some guys coming on here that hang out, do a good thing, maybe
fun, entertaining content. Try to make it as good as you can. You know what I mean? And then work from there. I don't want to be stuck doing news. I don't want to ride this algorithm to where I'm talking about news or doing Temple or the quartering or.
Well, you don't want to be bullshit. You don't want to be like the Hodge twins and just dog on TikTok videos all day.
I don't want to do Friday night tights. I don't want to do all the geeks and gamers stuff. I want to talk about indie comics and comic books and movies and stuff, but I don't want to do, you know what I mean? Infamous, whatever that shit is. Everything sucks. I don't want to go down those algorithm roads. Even unfortunately, those are the most popular, but I'd rather have fun.
Well, speaking of comics to talk about, that is exactly why Vaughn Coleman is here tonight, because with the success of your first issue always comes a sequel. Vaughn, how is it going with Phenomenova issue 2 right now?
For a January campaign, great. That was the thing is I knew because my hope was that I would launch because November is apparently a very good month that I'd launch 2 in November, but mistakes happened. I learned. I was like pre-press. What is that? And all these things, and so delays happen until it was like, well, now I have to launch either December or January, the 2 worst. And I'm like, or I could wait, but I'm like, dude, I'm sitting on basically a finished book. I'm gonna be campaigning anyway. I'll just make it a longer campaign. Is
this on Indiegogo or from my comic?
Both and Indiegogo. I launched on Indiegogo, so if people prefer that platform, it's there. So far, it seems like not a lot of bites on Indiegogo. In fact, I made so I have like a low $500 the default go for Indiegogo, and I raised like almost that much on Fund My Comic without barely promoting it. So I don't know if it's just my audience prefers Fund My Comic or what the deal is. But if people want Indiegogo, it's right there as an option. Whatever people prefer, there it is.
I think that loyalty to Fund My Comic is starting to take place and starting to rise after we've had what was Cecil's book?
Cash Grab. Yeah,
that was. I mean, I think we all saw that coming, right? Like that was
almost definitely.
Wait a minute, how is this? Sorry, I'm trying to find it on Google. How do you spell that?
Fund My Comic?
Phenomenova, I'm sure, is what you're struggling to spell, right? I could just
it's PHENO or is it PHEA?
PHENO.
Yeah.
Like phenomenon, but you're gonna get rid of the last N and put VA. PHENO. MENOVA. I write it so many times a day that it's like, to me, it's like,
right.
Phenomenova 2.
Yeah, I noticed that the character was going to go with the name Galvanite, so I really wondered why you were going with the title Phenomenova.
Yeah, there it is.
I'll go with it. So Phenomenova is going to be the name of it's going to evolve into a team book. So Phenomenova is going to be the team he's going to be joining, but we wanted to start with the main character's origin story. I guess My Hero Academia kind of does it where Deku's first 2 episodes. So issue 2, we meet our first member of Phenomenova and get the first name drop of Phenomenova. So in World War III, the Crusader Corps were the main team. Well, now the new team is Phenomenova. And so we're going to meet the full team in issue 3. But issue 2, we meet one of the members as he begins his training. And
okay, cool.
But yeah, Phenomenova is going to be the name of the team. I want it to be like I'm inspired by Uncanny X-Men, New Teen Titans, a bunch of team books, but I wanted to start with that kind of Spider-Man style origin story and build into that. If it's confusing, it'll only be confusing for like 2 issues, and then people will be like, "Oh, okay."
No, as you know from my review of it, I absolutely enjoyed it, and I'm waiting.
Thank you.
I'll be getting on issue 2.
I'd say in a situation where like a story might, need a little bit of extra storytelling, like an extra issue to get right, and you know what I mean. If you're putting them out pretty quick, this one you just finished up the first one, and this one's out, so that's nice. There's a couple of books that were like, oh man, I'm waiting for a while, and the story hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're gonna take your time with the story, if you got to make sure people are hooked enough, and then I'm always afraid people are going to lose interest. That's another thing, If you're gonna put out a book and take a while, which I understand, you better keep those hooks in deep, and give them a lot with each installment, right? I would love to keep. This is also basically my fast turnaround time is me saying, hey, if you keep funding me, if I keep making more money, I can keep this going.
Right.
But obviously that depends on that. And I know it's tough. I launched in a tough time, but I'm seeing how much interest I can get. If there is a longer wait for issue 3, that's fine. It will come. It's just a matter of how fast. And
well, you seem to have everything that you need to.
Hey, what's going on, Stanley?
And the backings.
Even.
Not only did you give out a good, fun book, but also in this circuit, you also have to get to know the creator, right? Mm-hmm. And as we've seen with you all over the place, you're very charismatic. You're very personable.
Thank you.
And let's face it, man. I mean, look at your shelf. You are comic books.
Yeah, so, I love them.
I mean, you're doing something right here.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately what it comes out to is because it's weird. I've been doing YouTube for 11 years. I love it, but if I had to choose between YouTube full time or comics full time, I would choose comics at this point because I'm a writer. But
yeah,
I do love
yes.
doing YouTube videos. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm using it to promote that. But yeah, I mean, networking is crucial. Is one of the things I realized, especially when I'm selling a product no one's heard of. You know, now people like I have your review. I have multiple reviews of Phenomenova that I can say, see, people liked it. But that whole time I'm campaigning, it's this feeling of, will people like it? Will people? And it doesn't matter how many people in your personal life read it and tell you it's good. There's something different about charging someone for a product. And now they have expectations, rightfully so.
Right.
Shit.
Because now they are someone who's paid for it. And you better make sure that they feel like it's worth the money. You know?
Most
Jake,
definitely.
We've got to pull up they started drawing. Sorry to interject, but we've got also a big cockfight happening right now.
So
we got to keep the audience
I don't know if
abridged
you've
on
heard,
this.
but over on Dark Gift Presents, our YouTube channel.
I know him. He lives 10 minutes from me.
Yeah.
It looks like Spider-Man. I can't tell what they're drawing
He's got an indie cockfight going on right now where you pit two artists against each other to see who comes out with the better illustration. And right now, it's our buddy, Jeremy Thevenot of Beckoned Recourse, going up against no other than Ethan Van Sciver himself. So we're going to be going back and forth. They started
drawing,
checking that out.
We missed what the topic was, but I'm looking over Zade's, and it looks like he's drawing a Spider-Man. Do you have it pulled up?
I got it.
I can't tell, but it doesn't look like Ethan's drawing Spider-Man. I'm not sure what that is. That's not Spider-Man. Zade is definitely drawing Spider-Man. Looking at the eyes, he's over on the right side. And let's
see back
here.
Through
is it Ghost Rider? I think Ethan's drawing Ghost Rider. What is that? No, he's already going into pens. Ethan Van Sciver's already gone into pens. Zade's still in pencils. This is not looking good for Zade so far.
Nah,
but he does have an advantage. He can draw under pressure like this. Ethan's never been under pressure. What is that? Okay,
no,
he's about to go
seen
full
Jeremy under the pressure on his first outing. Last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
and he came out on top against Dillard Draws. So I mean, come on, he already knows how this works.
Oh, it's fun.
So I'm sure there's going to be things that he's going to be pulling out that Ethan's going to get stumped sooner or later. Let's not forget they got that pinwheel of obstacles to still spin. So who knows?
Yeah. It looks like Zade's drawing Spider-Man, Ethan's drawing Spawn. I'm not sure if they both have to draw both characters or if this is like they're each assigned these characters. But Zade's is off down to the bottom, so I'm thinking this is going to be like a 2-character thing. Oh wait, maybe Zade got the wheel. Maybe he had to draw 2 characters. That'd be interesting. I don't know. What do you think, Vaughn?
1 character per.
Well, that's because he's got Spider-Man down on the bottom right. He doesn't have any other characters. He's just working on Spider-Man right now. But the placement on the page makes me think that he's got space up in the top left for another image.
That's not Ghost Rider because he doesn't have that connection for the.
No, that's Spawn. Ethan's drawing Spawn right now.
Oh, Spawn.
At first, I thought it was Ghost Rider, but it's
that does.
Spawn.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I wonder if going to ink wasn't a tactical. Like, you know, you buy yourself more time if you go less pencil, jump more into the ink.
Yeah.
And if you're confident in your work and you can pull it off on a one-liner like that, then you give yourself more time to get into details.
Definitely, it's down to the skill. If you can get your pencils out of the way and just focus. If you're a skilled inker, then you could definitely skip a lot of the pencils. It actually doesn't even look like Spider. That's like Scarlet Spider. Oh no, that is Spawn. They're both drawing Spawn.
It's definitely not.
You're right. You're right. I thought you were talking about Ethan's. That's definitely Spawn. I don't know, something about the eyes and the way that he had the cloak going around the back. I thought was the Spider-Man. No, they're both drawing Spawn right now. Okay.
So
also, by the way, Vaughn, hi, I'm Stanley. Good to meet you.
Yeah,
sir.
I know. I didn't want to interrupt. Yeah, Stanley, nice to meet you.
Same here. Same here.
So when Jeremy went up against Dillard Draws, they both did digital, but to kind of give it EVS his little terrain, they're going to go canvas traditional. So I don't know if this is going to hurt Jeremy in execution or if it's going to help.
I just figured it out. Jeremy is drawing on like a table, and so it looks like Spawn's down in the bottom right. Actually, the page is like blending into the table. So Spawn is center. Ethan's is as well. It kind of looks...
Yeah, the page breaks right here.
I think as far as pose goes, I kind of like Ethan's pose better. However, Ethan busted out those pens first, and Zade's like, I think, beating him as far as the basic line work going.
I get the feeling that's somebody who's drawn enough times to where he's confident that he doesn't need the intricate pencil work. He's jumping into his inks, and he's gonna go for a more finished product. He's jumping more towards the end game.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, you can go ahead and take this down. I'll keep it up on my screen, and I'll keep you posted as we get a wheel spin or something.
Yeah, that looked like Spawn to me. I only read the first issue. I thought it was nothing happened, but I know people. I know a lot of people really love Spawn.
Oh boy, yeah. You gotta watch the first 168 issues, man. That book, it rocks for about 60 issues, and then it kind of starts to, but up to 130 is basically the first Spawn movie takes place over the first 130 issues.
Okay,
there's a lot not in there, of course.
Yeah, I would assume. Well, that was
there's basic. There's a basic storyline that's happening that they focused.
They cut out 3 issues.
Yeah, right. but
127 issues of story in less than 127 minutes.
Yeah. Oh man, Spawn is freaking awesome, and it's cool because it covers a lot of unique ideas when you're growing up in the 90s. And Ghost Rider is kind of questionable, parents are like, I don't know, he's a skull. And then you literally the spawn of Satan as your hero. Dude, we're talking controversies. I was not allowed to read that book until I was 20.
We weren't allowed to see Exorcist until college.
I just read for the first time the Marvel Comics Presents storyline with Wolverine. And,
hell yeah. Sam Keith's is freaking awesome.
I just read that
the
for the
Venom
first time.
stuff.
So I've been I've been reading all the Claremont's run and then basically anything with the mutant characters. I mean, not Alpha Flight. I haven't read. I know people tell me, especially the early stuff, but I just read Uncanny 277.
Cheers, bud.
For the first time.
I
should have grabbed something.
You know what? Weapon X, Barry Windsor Smith's Weapon X is the best part of the Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine. Is Weapon X.
Dude, I was shocked that it's a full Wolverine series, basically. Because I was like, they're doing Wolverine, they're doing Cyclops, they're doing and we're back to Wolverine.
Bro,
and we're back to Wolverine.
Get this one. Get the oversized. Yeah, dude, this one's the fucking...
Yeah, this I found for cheap. Someone was just trying to get rid of Medicon.
I don't have that. I've got several different iterations of this, including the old graphics. But this is the best ultimate so far version of Weapon X, man. This has got extra stuff in there too.
That's the oversized version, isn't it?
That's the oversized. It's got some black and whites in there, and it's got added stories from the X-Men series and Deadpool and some other stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. It was I was surprised at how cryptic the ending is, where it's kind of did it happen? Did it not happen?
Yep, that's that. Of course, this is back before we even knew what his origin stories was. And this is before they fucked it all up with. He didn't have bone claws. Those blades were part of the Weapon X.
Yeah,
maybe the bones grew in there, but all
the bones grew in. They were hollow, and the bones grew in.
Or they implanted bones so that they could then infuse adamantium onto them. This is what I always thought. When they ripped it out and he had the bones, they put bone ridiculous. In there. No, that makes perfect sense because adamantium's attached to every other bone in his body.
No, because then they have to implement tendons and muscles and shit. That's bullshit,
bro. It's a huge government program. They're not just gonna fucking slap some metal on his bones.
At a certain point, we gotta ask where we draw our lines because technically
we can do that in California over the weekend.
You don't draw them with bone claws.
Yeah, but you can't add tendons. That's government shit. When you add tendons and like muscle structures and then bones to fit, that's a Weapon X program.
Yeah. Maybe it's in fucking Japan. This is Canada, dude. Their government
is also in the 80s.
They've got free medical care in Canada. There's no way they're like implementing like
they're sponsored
into his arms.
China. They obviously had funding from some other countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do they? Because that was ambiguous too. It was like, oh, he has a boss, and do we know who the boss is?
Who the boss of the bald guy?
Yeah, remember that? He's like basically implies that there's some higher authority that he's answering to. I have to reread it.
The U.S.
I mean, it's a government. it's like his government.
The Canada is just like a shadow organization.
You know what? I do think that they alluded to that in the Wolverine series when they brought in Silver Fox later. They actually went through his memories of Weapon X and everything, and they talked a little bit.
Yeah,
they might have mentioned that.
I just started Hama's run. So like, because where I'm at, what I'm reading, what I thought was interesting was going back through after seeing movies and stuff and all this stuff, is that like
how they ruined it.
Well, that, and also
I agree.
Like, Wolverine's healing factor wasn't that strong. His name wasn't even revealed for a long time.
Wolverine was actually kind of a bitch in the original Wolverine.
He was a dickhead.
He was a dick and kind of a bitch.
Created to take on Hulk.
Yeah,
but he was. We're not even. We're supposed to be wearing his gloves.
And the weapon in the back then when Wolverine was in the comics, he was kind of like a bitch. He wasn't cool at all. He wasn't cool, I would say, until like the 80s.
Well, see, I think it was cool, but he just wasn't as.
I mean,
I think
he's cool because he had knives in his hands.
When then they revealed that too, because it was supposed to be just the glove. You remember? Did you guys
know
that?
Wolverine was originally supposed to be the original Claremont's original concept, I believe, for Wolverine was supposed to be that he was like Spider-Woman. He was like a Wolverine evolved. He wasn't even supposed to be a mutant. And then Barry Windsor Smith said, "Fuck that," and went and did Weapon X on his own, and then handed it to Marvel and said, "This is Wolverine's origin."
I talked to. I was talking to.
At least that's how I know that story.
I was talking to Terry Cavanaugh, who's the editor for Marvel Comics Presents, because I asked him about that story.
Yeah.
And what he was telling me was that Barry Windsor Smith was being hired to do covers and stuff. And while he's in the office, he kind of sneaks in, "Hey, I got this Wolverine story I'm working on." And he's like, "Okay." And they were like, Chris kind of had his mandates of we can't reveal Wolverine's backstory. And so that's why it's done in such a did it happen, did it not happen kind of way, where it's still really vague. Because
it worked. Smart.
That last sequence towards the end, did get me. That is probably my favorite book, is the Weapon X book, because it's been the most like influential as far as art. The way it was told, the story, the way it was told, it's very he didn't draw it in sequence or whatever. He drew it whenever he was like in the mood to draw something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so, to my understanding, this is all just from what I've come to learn over the years. So I could be wrong, but I think that actually works really well, because the story is about him being forced to, subjected to this experiment. And so the story doesn't flow as easy because of the way he was drawing it. And I think it's perfect, because it's supposed to make you feel kind of uneasy when you read it, because he's being tortured. And so to have like a beautifully flowing page to page read, it wouldn't fit the vibe of that story. Lots of panels and weird shit happening all over the place. You're confused as a reader, and you have to read it over and over again.
Yeah, I want to reread it, because the first couple of bunch of pages, I'm like, what is happening? It's like there's a storm coming. Then he's getting abducted. He's in like a shelter, and I'm like, is this before? Is this after? What's with the newspaper clipping? So I do want to reread it, because I'm like,
I've read that book hundreds of times at this point. I read that book like every other week almost.
I need to, because I read it, and I was surprised at how cerebral it was. Because I was expecting it, like a lot of Wolverine stories are very simple, which I like. That's not an insult. But this was where I was like, this is very experimental. Yeah, this is very experimental. You know what it kind of reminds me of in a weird way is Elektra Assassin. That's a story that's like crazy.
Elektra
would never be made today, by the way. Electro Assassin would never get made today.
A lot, yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot that wouldn't
I mean,
because
most
she's like
wouldn't.
sexy and.
Well, it's not
I
just
don't know,
that.
maybe they'd make it today.
Well, it's
Times
not
are
just
changing.
Everyone back in the day had all this to say about the comics book code and everything back to keep everything clean, and now we're sitting here in the 2020s going, "This would never get made."
Yeah, right. Fuck
Like the
that.
comics book code shit couldn't get made. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're talking about
That's
like,
true.
oh
they had
man,
literal censorship there, and
Two
it still feels more
boobs?
censored today.
that's two boobs. I don't know.
Well,
Back in the
that's not
day,
even
they're
what I'm
flying around
talking
in like
about.
bikinis and shit, and now we're like, I don't know, should I make her uni boob or?
Well, I'm not even talking that with Electro Assassin. Like, do you guys remember what the
No,
plot
no,
was
no.
at all?
I'm just making a statement on like the state of how things are now. When back in 30 years ago, we were like, you know, what wouldn't fly today? Like Jesus, you know, cyborg Jesus, like killing demons. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be freaking awesome, right? A Velociraptor. That would have been Satan's like book.
Good
It would have been
Lord.
part of the satanic panic thing. Nowadays, the fear is, did I make her ass too like appealing? Did I?
Oh, yeah,
She-
yeah.
her
That
figure.
was Gooner Gate. Are we talking
I don't
Gooner
know.
Gate?
Maybe if I throw some pink in there.
Gooner,
You know, like-
that's a new one. Thank
The
you, Anne
dumbest-
Hathaway, for that.
Someone was telling
Yep.
me that
Mhm.
that I was and I was like, all right, well, I was working and I was driving and I was like, this is one of the dumbest controversies in a long time.
Bro.
I was like, it's a non-controversy. I
I
mean,
like
I
the
guess
name though. Goonergate is fucking
Goonergate.
hilarious.
it is.
That would
hilarious.
make
That
a
is-
pretty cool T-shirt. That needs to be a shirt.
Goonergate is real.
Yeah. Gooner Gate. I was like, this is so mild. It's what we're complaining about.
Oh. Hold up. Pull up. They're showing Zade's drawing. He's making some progress. Pull it up. I've got a head start on you, so if you pull it up quick, it should pop up
I got
fairly around the same time. They're doing a zoom in on Zade's drawing. We got Spawn, little close up. I'm seeing some. He hasn't drawn the eyes yet. He's about to pull it up. Seeing some change.
definitely
Oh, is he
getting
on the
more-
timeout? I think he's in timeout. He's not drawing
he's
right
on the
now.
timeout.
Oh no, that's not
That
good.
sucks. Well, it's
Oh,
good because
man.
I saw Ethan's and he needs to catch up with his inking.
That is
Eating an
Zade.
apple. No, you can't eat an apple right now, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man, this is stressful.
Is he literally eating an apple?
Yes. Oh, he's about to show it here in a second. I forgot. I'm ahead of you.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoilers. He's about to pull up an apple that he's showing he's eating.
So when it comes to Phenomenova, what was
There
your
it is.
inspiration? Because everybody, I don't know too many people that would take on a speedster just because there's so much that you can do, and there's so you can't.
They're
it's
about
not
to
really
show
limited.
Ethan's. Ethan's is looking pretty damn good. They'll show it here in just a second. Sorry.
No, it's
Go
okay.
ahead.
It's okay.
I don't wanna,
well, do you want me to wait? Well, hang on. Who should wait? Do you guys want to? Because I know it's a live stream, so you can't just be like, this is the
There
good
it is.
part,
Well,
because it's
couple
happening.
seconds
No,
for this.
step on toes. You're not going to offend anybody,
Tell me to
dude.
shut
You
the
do you.
Dude,
all right.
we're-
All
What are
right.
you?
Well, I can't
Wait,
tell
shut
the
the
host to shut up.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
the
you
host.
can.
Jake is. Don't tell Jake to shut the fuck up. Tell me to
This is
shut the
Grody,
fuck. Jake,
dude.
shut the fuck up. I'm talking. Tell me to shut the
Fuck
fuck
off,
up.
dude. This is my channel. Go back to yours.
Well, to me, in all honesty, I didn't want to make him like a Flash level speedster. Like he's lightning fast, and
Yeah.
that's about. I'm not going to go too crazy. He's not going to be. It's hard for me because it's almost like I don't want to say he's not going to do this. He's not going to do this because I don't want putting myself in a box, but I don't picture him going light speed, right? Well, honestly, the genesis of this idea in my kid brain when I was in second grade was the Flash has a lightning bolt on his chest, but he doesn't even have lightning powers. He just has super speed. There should be a hero with lightning powers and super speed, and that's where the idea came from. And then I was like, oh, that'll be a movie. Oh, who played the character? I'll play the character, and that's why he looks like me. Is because and that stuck because second grade me thought this was a genius idea. And thank God I revised it and grew older. But some of it kind of stuck. And then his name was actually, you probably appreciate this. His name was originally Josh Hanksley. And there were other characters I had in the ether named Miles. Like some were lightning. It was Phenomenova was kind of like the nexus point of a bunch of different ideas I had, as well as a lot of new stuff. But I remember, kind of, I was like, well, he runs fast, Miles. Plus, there was Miles Tails Prower. And I was like, well, why don't I call him Miles Hanksley? because he's fast. And also, I like the name Miles.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty clever.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
like
stole that from Sonic, because Sonic did Miles per hour is tail.
Oh, then that's stupid.
But I'm honest about it, I wear my heart and my influences on my sleeve.
Yeah, what about kilometer? Do you ever think about calling them kilo? Kilo. Yeah, kilo.
Dude, I had so many names.
That could be drug related. There's got to be a better one. Because kilos, like you can buy kilos of
just K.
But then, but his obviously his superhero name is Galvanite. I basically went into a manic state to come up with a lightning name, because it was like Lightning Lad was my name when I was a kid. And then to my horror, horror, it turns out there was someone else had this brilliant idea like 50 years ago. Yeah. And I'm like, shit. So I'm like, no. So then it was Lightning for a while, because it was generic enough. But I'm like, it's so generic that if I Google that, so I'm like, all right, fine. So then I come up with Lord Lightning, and then people on stream laughed at me when I revealed it on air proud. And I'm like, this is not going to fly. So that's why it's a reference to that in the book.
Wait, but you make jokes about like the names, right? Like he's trying to come up with the name.
Oh, yes.
And that's funny.
Yeah, I respect that.
A lot of my old rejected names are literally...
I thought about doing something similar with a story, but awesome. I'm glad that's being done. That's funny.
Yeah, so like I had ones that people recommended to me, ones that I was considering, ones that were just jokes. I gave my artist a huge list. I was like, you get to put these ones. I was like, you have to put Lord Lightning, because that's an in-joke and that's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah. I did put a lot. Lightning heroes, there's a lot of them, but I hadn't found one that had just lightning powers and super speed that I know of. And if he is, he's my own character. So
if he is, you're about to usurp him.
Yeah,
lightning
I guess so.
Powers, super speed.
It went until 2011 where they rewrote Flash to have actual lightning powers, and it's really bad because he suddenly has a lightning saber, and it got ridiculous. Oh, it got ridiculous.
Is that Flash? You said?
Yeah, Flash. They
so was that Ethan who did that? Or no, he did that. Others. Never mind.
That was Rebirth.
Ethan would.
I think he only did Rebirth.
Yeah, he did the.
Unless there's.
He did Rebirth. And
who was writing it? Because I remember that was in
Which
New 52.
One?
You're talking, right? Were you talking New 52? Because I remember New 52 was new when I was first getting into comics, and I, like most people, even as a newcomer, even as a newcomer, because I was like, this is all the stuff that I grew up on, all the adaptations. That's all like, well, it's not even all out the window. It's some of it's kind of in the window, some of it's half in, half out. Tim Drake was kind of Robin, but not really. I'm like, what the hell is this? And they were like, well, some of the history happened, some of the history didn't happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Convergence.
I got one. I got a better name than whatever you could ever come up with.
All right, let's hear it.
Thanks, Gronk.
Luminal Velocity.
Oh, no,
that's pretty good.
Oh, get the fuck out!
I'm sticking with Galvanite, but
so I was thinking,
stick with that.
But Luminal Velocity is pretty cool.
So check it out. I was like, I just typed in what is terminal velocity, but with light, and then AI overview says, in context of light, there is no concept of terminal velocity because light in a vacuum always travels at the same constant speed. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, what's another word for light then? And it's like luminous. Luminal velocity. That's it.
That's
it. That's actually
that's the name that you would give an android, Luminoid, or something like that. That's not something that you give an actual.
Or like that's the name of his power.
If is he faster than light? Because if he's faster than light, then that's a stupid name.
No, he doesn't do faster than light.
He's not. He's lightning fast. That's where I pretty much cap it.
So you're not going to be doing
no time force,
time travel, or anything like that.
Yeah, I want him because again, he's part of a team. I don't love having super overpowered characters. Some are okay.
Thank you.
I like keeping them grounded, especially because it's a team book. I want it to be
keep it in the realm of X-Men where they're like they're not breaking the universe.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. Like so. It's that, and it's also even within those parameters, which I have parameters for. He can't go this far. He can't go this far because I want the team to work together. But I also, all right, what is this steroids thing?
Where do people get steroids? Could the Flash be on steroids? What if the Flash was on steroids on top of his powers? Could he like break the like universal barriers after
I feel like
times
steroids
force?
don't mean much when you have the speed. Like it probably would be like
Yeah.
0.0000000%.
It'd be like
1%.
caffeine to like an ADHD kid. It'd probably slow him down.
Because like obviously
what I
their
just
body
did.
is their body's operating, their powers are operating at terminal velocity, like that's peak
Luminal velocity.
production. So when you take a drug or something, that is not going to enhance it. It's only going to drag it down.
That's what I just said. I mean? It's like an ADHD kid or some on the spectrum kid drinking a lot of coffee. It'll calm like me. It's like when I drink coffee, I get tired.
Well, they retcon Flash
because you operate.
They retcon Flash to where it not only gives him speed powers now, but he can now like manipulate him to where it gives him super strength to where he can break Superman. So instead of just yes.
Wait, what?
Speed Force not only gives you super speed, it now gives you super strength.
There's got to be a level of super strength involved, otherwise your body would fall apart.
No,
but you can't compete with Superman.
No, he can roid out like Broly.
Flash?
Yes.
Wait a minute. That would slow him down. He needs like a sleek build.
You would think.
Just for air.
There has to be ceilings. There has to be a cap.
Yeah, if he was like Broly, then
Vaughn is doing is smart.
The air resistance.
My lightning hero is lightning fast. It's basically, there we go.
Run his own.
He can't fight Superman.
I got a question.
The value of a team comes into play.
He can fight
Superman, if your character was running at this as fast as speed, and he shot a lightning bolt, would it zap him in the face?
That's a good question. I guess
these are the questions that we need to be answered.
Well,
we need power levels.
Well, just because he can go lightning fast doesn't mean he's always going to be going.
Yeah, but if he shot a lightning bolt, would the lightning bolt be going faster than he is?
If he wants. Well,
actually, scientifically, I think it would because it's not light speed, so it probably would.
I've got to
relativity, relativity and all. Maybe I'm stupid.
These are not bad questions because I need to answer these.
Yeah, because if you're sitting on a car, if you're driving down the road at 60 miles an hour and you fire a rifle forward,
but the rifle is faster than the car. But he's asking
right. But hypothetically, like let's say the car is going 1,300 feet per second. And you fire a bullet. The bullet's not just going to sit in front of the car. It already has some velocity to it.
Gonna keep going, but if you're in a car going light speed and then you turn on a flashlight or the headlights with the lights shine forward.
Yes, but that's at the ceiling of speed, period.
All right, so I've got this idea for a character. His name's Luminal Velocity, and he can actually shoot lightning bolts faster than his own speed, which is a little bit faster than lightning.
This is like the kid on the playground that's like, my power is I can do your power, but better.
I blocked you. And I shoot.
Oh no! Who just got the timeout? Did somebody get a timeout? Oh shit! I'm ahead of you. Sorry, I'm in the Speed Force. I can see things faster than y'all can.
If you don't feel like entertaining them, Vaughn, you don't have to. Okay.
No. I have answered.
I'm drinking a bottle of rum.
I'm a creator that's asking questions about answering questions about my creation. That's
sure.
That would be really funny if his first attempt to run super fast and shoot a lightning bolt zapped him in the face because he wasn't able to get it faster than. And then he figures out how to get it to go faster.
He should shoot the lightning bolt and run
all
fast.
these ideas, and that's why people need to talk to someone else.
Yeah,
I agree. These are fun conversations.
Yeah. If there's a way he could ionize the air in front of him,
and it's why people need editors too. And why
editors, yes,
because they'll come up with stuff like I'm so in my own head that I didn't even think of that. And it now that you mention it, I'm like, that seems like such an obvious thing that I didn't think of, but I've never thought of it because it's like you'd be surprised what you miss when you're in your own.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm always bouncing
sometimes
ideas.
Man. Vision going into the story, you need somebody to come in and poke you.
If you it's important to get an editor.
If his Speed Force somehow created an ionized air in front of him, then the lightning would actually shoot through that ionized air because that's what lightning is like, zapping through. I tried to make a death ray once, and I learned that you have to figure out a way to ion. I was trying to figure out how to use a super powered laser to ionize air so that I could create a lightning bolt to shoot straight down that laser.
All right,
And then my boss caught me and said, "If you don't put this away, then you're fired."
Damn, you could have had something.
Yeah, I was thinking government contracts. You know, it's funny how you watch your future just disappear right in front of your eyes.
So, Vaughn, have you read Invincible or watched the show or anything like that?
I've watched the first season of the show. I do intend on reading the comics.
Okay.
Did I just freeze?
You've seen Red Rush in there, and
I just freeze. Hold on. I'm sorry. I totally froze. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna refresh and come back. Good. Oh wait, hold on. What is my? All right, I think my thing just died, so I'm gonna put this right mid question too. We're getting into the juicy stuff.
Here we go.
And my camera's like, screw this guy. So I'm sorry.
At least we know what the avatar is. That is the cover to Phenomenova issue 1.
Yes.
But I was about to ask with Invincible, how did you feel about Red Rush? Do you think it was OP with him, or do you think he got killed too easily? Is there anything that you can take for Phenomenova from that character?
From Red Rush?
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, he wasn't really a thought because he's such he's literally a disposable character that was, I feel like, just created to go, hey, here's the not Flash. Bye. Yeah. So I don't think he did anything really exceptional.
Sure.
When you compare him to others, he's just kind of showing, hey, he's like these other characters and he's dead. So to me, it was like he was never, to be honest, I mean, I don't know if he ever really was someone that crossed my radar when I was coming up with characters. Like Red Rush. I don't think so. There's tons of other characters that I pull from. And everyone pulls from everything. I could sit here and name my biggest influences, but at the end of the day, there could be like unlikely influences, and people can take influences from bad things and go, here's how I could do them better. Everyone, like, I'll be surprised. I'm like writing dialogue and I'm like, these Nickelodeon shows I grew up with kind of, like Drake and Josh influenced my dialogue. You know what I mean? Like, I'll pull from anything.
Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie. That
one influences my everyday life.
Like, you'll be shocked sometimes at what people's influences are. Like, early YouTube.
I actually did like Ed and Eddie.
Oh, Ed was my spirit animal.
Which Ed? Because it was Ed. Ed was
Double D or
Eddie.
Hey,
Double D.
All right, I think I got it.
Ed and Eddie was a little bit after my childhood. That was my college years. Was Ed and Eddie? That run of Cartoon Network.
That's okay.
There we go. I just gotta do that. It has to zoom in. It's like, all right. Anyway, no, I mean, I think
that looked like a cutaway, like a clip.
Yeah, it was not intended to be. I hate that. It makes me zoom in, and it always.
I felt like it needed a meme scream, like ah! or something. They throw in those memes.
They what was that car ad? Do you guys remember that?
Maybe 2000s? A dolphin sound.
The car commercial where the zombie or whatever just jumps out at you and screams.
Like those old where you have to do those old games where you have to do the maze.
Oh no!
And then when you get to the really intricate part, that's when the jump scare comes up.
Yeah.
Different version of that is where it's like, "Can you read this?" And you're like, "What is that?"
And then it just jumps at you.
Yeah,
dude.
Hell yeah! I remember Kids Next Door.
Kids Next Door.
So that's the same run as Ed and Eddie.
Kid Next Door. Yeah.
I was inspired. I mean, Claremont's X-Men run was what made me really do that. Go into comics. Was the Flash's name ever Scarlet Speedster or nickname?
Yes.
So it was yes. So his nickname's the fastest man alive and the Scarlet Speedster.
Why does everybody use Scarlet? That's such a gay name. Crimson, people. Crimson is way cooler than Scarlet.
Crimson.
There's a person that had a Scarlet Archer, and I was like, the Crimson Archer. And every time I said Crimson Archer, I got yelled at.
Scarlet can be cool, but it's more of a woman's name. I would agree with you. Which is why Scarlet.
Crimson, people. Yes.
Nah, the only time I think of Scarlet is when the Pimpernel comes into play, and we don't even.
I thought you were going to say Johansson.
Scarlet Letter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Scarlet Letter. Yeah. Exactly.
What else? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, you're asking. Yes, so I need to read Invincible. That is something I intend on reading. I've heard nothing but great things about that book.
I've glanced through it. It's all right. It's pretty good.
It's all right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but I would say my biggest influences were that Young Justice. That series really had a big influence on me.
Definitely,
huge influence on me. Maybe again, a lot of stepping stones like this, then this animation, this lot of
man. When
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movie,
it starts
like that
to drop
montage,
on you.
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movie, huge. Huge, like to the point where I got so lucky. I swear it was the universe aligning because I had all these setbacks, and then my campaign for issue 1 finally launches like 2 days after the Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is back in theaters. And so I rewatch it and I'm like, yep, this is what inspired me. And it's like I feel like a kid again, and it's like perfect timing. And so that way I'm like going into my launch like, yes, like with it kind of like over my shoulder. You know, that first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, I'd say was probably one of my biggest influences, if not my biggest, for issue 1 at least.
That's cool. That was a good movie, man. When that came out, we were like dealing with X-Men, which was kind of a hit or miss. I enjoyed it because it was X-Men, but at the same time, it wasn't the X-Men that I liked. It was like weird.
It was there. They finally had made it, but it wasn't like it wasn't fully accomplished.
And Spider-Man looked legit.
You only had 2 good ones at that point. It was Blade and it was Spider-Man.
Yep.
Actually,
before Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man comes out, the trailers, and I'm like, yes, that looks exactly like what I want, out of a Spider-Man movie. I did not like Green Goblin. It grew on me, but I did not like Green Goblin. I did like
the Power Ranger suit.
No.
See, I liked it when I was little, and it's kind of I had a reverse journey where I'd be like the movie Wolverine is because I kind of grew to realize I had reverse of what a lot of people have, where like I had the movies were cooler as a kid, and I go no. Like I was like the Wolverine, I don't like the yellow costume, and now I love the yellow costume. I was like, I kind of like the movie Green Goblin. Brown. I was like, I like the movie.
Yeah, yellow brown.
No. Now I like the other. Yeah, yellow brown or the brown and tan. I thought.
Yeah. Well,
that one. That's again when I was at the like comics and I was reading and it first showed up. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's going to be sticking around for a while, and now I'm like, no, that's the Wolverine costume. So now I'm not sure. I might like it. Fits the character better. I will say
it's cooler, but that red and the yellow blue is way more iconic.
It's more iconic. Wolverine. I don't know which one I like better though, because at first I was like brown.
Brown.
I was like, I don't like the brown. I was like, I don't know if I really like it. And now, then after so many issues, I'm like so used to it. And I'm at the last issue I read was Uncanny X-Men 277. So I'm at the Jim Lee era right now. Like I'm finishing Claremont. 3 issues of New Mutants left. Like my next issue I have to read is Deadpool's first appearance.
Oh yeah, I've got that somewhere around here.
So close. And
I've actually got that issue.
Is like, man, it falls off towards the end. Like I'm telling you, because it's like I understand why they ended it.
Courage. That was a good show.
Because it's like, it's not necessarily what they're doing is bad, but it just doesn't feel like New Mutants anymore. And it's like you can understand why they're like time to phase them out.
Mm-hmm. The crazy thing about reading them all at once is it used to take a month to get. You know what I mean? So if I was like really into a book, I would have to wait to get that next issue, and I didn't care as much. When you read them all the way through at once, you really start to be able to see some of the flaws. You can see a lot of the story structure issues, and
you can go, wait a minute,
some of it's really boring that was totally fine back then.
Yeah. Well, it's that, and it's also there'd be times where it'd be like reading this, and it's like it's been months, and I'm like, no, it's been 3 minutes. I'm reading, but I guess for the creative team, they feel like it's been so much longer, and that's part of why I wanted to release issue 2 right after. And also Claremont had this mentality, and I'm not saying I didn't obsessively rewrite. I absolutely did. Issues 1 and 2. Issue 1, I obsessively rewrote for years. And then 2, I rewrote a bunch of times. And then I was like, I gave it off to my editor, finally ready. And he goes, it's not as good. And I go, okay, let me ask you a question. Is it a worthy successor to issue 1? And he goes, I don't think you fully defended the title yet. There's something in there. And I go, okay, I'm rewriting it. And I rewrite it. He basically described it to me, my editor, as, okay, you've won the championship match. Now you're defending the title. You have to train just as hard to prove that it's not just a one-trick pony. And so I go, okay, did I earn it this time? Because I need you to be honest with me. He goes, yeah, you earned it this time. Like,
hold on a minute. Did he give you specifics?
I respect that.
I mean, that's cool, but...
if you're charging someone... And this is the thing I will say... Also,
if I hire an editor, he better tell me everything I do is dog shit, and he better be able to explain why, so that I can make it better.
No, that's important. No, he would give me in-depth.
I don't want to know it's good. That's not what I'm paying you for. Tell me how bad it is.
Well, that too, but with issue 3, I've been rewriting a lot too. But it was like Another thing Chris Claremont would say is he'd be like the monthly deadline system where it's basically if you make a bad issue, that's okay. You have time to go and make a good issue. And I think that's another thing Perfect as the Enemy had done. My first issue of Phenomenova, there was a certain point where I had a mental break and I was like, I can't keep asking for feedback. I have to just release. And it's the same thing with issue 2. It was like I can't keep asking.
That's all creators. There's a point where you're perfectionist and you can nitpick it to death and it'll never happen. But there's also the thing, another aspect that you got to consider. Claremont was writing a monthly series with a team of people
behind it. I know. That's what I learned.
And Marvel funding behind it. Now with crowdfunding, it's all down to the audience, so it's got to be good. You do have a team
to the audience too.
Yeah, so it's I don't know if his advice would be necessarily good for crowdfunding.
I get it
because you can't just be putting out mediocre or like half-ass books in crowdfunding. Your audience will drop like that.
Yeah, and that's why. But it's also, because everyone so far that's read issue 2 has liked it, which I was concerned because it's a simple issue. It's a training issue. And I was like, oh God, am I losing the momentum? But everyone who I've showed it to, and I've showed it to people who wouldn't kiss my ass, so I was like, it's good. It's really good.
Send it to me. Send it to me. You don't have to send me the whole thing. Send me some pages, and then I will be honest.
I know. I appreciate it.
Maybe I'll try. I won't be an asshole about it, but I am. Jake, I'm honest. I tell people.
Yeah,
he'll be a lot less of an asshole off camera.
He's honest.
I'll do it to be. I'll say what I think would make it better, and I'm wrong or right, and that is up to you.
The thing is, it's ultimately lettered, but I could still, I guess, change some things. But
like Peter Orchard hasn't given me any shit yet. I'm still waiting for him to make me take the fetal position over in in the corner, but he hasn't
a little bit. There was like a one page. I was like, "Ooh, this." What I do is I don't say this is shit. Fuck that. I say this is what's wrong with this,
and here's
this is what would make this better.
Yeah, that's what you need. You can't just be like, this sucks. Okay, well, I'll be like, I don't feel anything because of this. And you don't necessarily want to write. You want to be careful about writing it for them, where you're like basically telling them, this sucks. Here's what I would do. Like, because everyone's gotten that feedback where they're like, oh, your story's set after World War III. It should be post-apocalyptic. I'm like, but it's not supposed to be that.
And that's,
you don't cater to the vocal minority.
Yeah, and it's not even that. If someone's just taking your idea and basically writing their own idea over it, I'm like,
that's called fan fiction.
Yeah, like people will be like, I like your World War III story, but it should be post-apocalyptic. The main character should be this. I'm like, okay, so at what point is that even Phenomenova? You just kind of.
That's true. Yeah, and that's up to you. That's your property. That if you feel strongly about a way, just like Jake, I have my opinions and my thoughts. If he's like, you're this, I appreciate it, but I'm gonna do this because this is what I want. I'm like, hey man, I'm just telling you. I just calls him like I'm seeing him. If I'm wrong, it's all up to you. It's your book.
You gotta look at it like this because
it's not hurting my feelings.
Like he in this circuit, I look at him like not also just being like a friend that wants me to do well, but he could also look like a potential customer of what you're about to put out, right? So you have to listen to the audience when they give you the feedback. And that's how you got to take it with anybody.
Yeah, like one thing, for example, was like that it was, I don't know if the term was too static, but it was the camera angles weren't diverse enough in the first issue. So I was like, issue 2 is already finished being drawn, but we did have some art edits. But now for 3, we know, okay, whatever works. Issue 2 is actually part of why I was nervous. Issue 2 is there's a lot of dialogue in it. But then Mike Barron goes, your dialogue is great. And I was like,
that's a good compliment coming from Mike Barron.
I was like, Michael Bendis at all.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, no, that's the thing. There was this one panel I was reading Extinction Agenda where I'm like, oh God, am I too many word balloons? And then I see this one panel, an Extinction Agenda, that was like the most it was like a tiny panel, and they were like literally out extending into the next panel, and I was like, I will never feel bad about my dialogue ever again.
Yeah, Extinction Agenda. That's when Jim Lee started coming around, right?
It was Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, and who was the who was the?
So are you reading Wolverine and X-Men, or are you just reading the X-Men?
I'm reading Wolverine too, so I'm on Hama's run.
Okay, all right.
So I read the last one. I read was the Blood and Claw.
I actually like Hama's run.
Yeah, Hama's run is really good.
I
read the
lot.
Blood and Claws story where they go back to
Silvestri Wolverine is my favorite.
That's what I'm reading.
But Hama's was actually pretty good. It's like old school, but it's cool.
Yeah, well, Hama and Silvestri. I just read the Blood and Claws where he and Puck go back in time with Lady Deathstrike.
Wait. Yeah.
That's the last story I read with Wolverine.
Have you gotten to Albert? That's Silvestri too. I'm like mixed up because I've got the omnibuses, but I haven't.
Well,
I'm thinking
also, you read it how many years
Hama.
ago? You know, I read it like a couple weeks ago. So
it's actually,
you know what I mean? So it's all new, and that's another thing.
I'm like what I'm thinking of might be before Hama. Thinking about it, because Hama and Silvestri, yeah, you're right. They came out. That's like roughly the same time, right? No, Silvestri was doing. I'm gonna have to research. I got to go back and look at this.
But by the way, Universe, you said you need an editor. I'm your guy. Reach out to me. I'm an editor.
Yeah, man.
Actually, and that brings me to Phenomenova issue 2. To harken back to the first comic I ever worked on, Mel Ruby, I got to do a cover for issue 2 because he was the first the penciler on the first book I ever worked on. There is a ninja character in this, and I got Mel. He penciled, inked, and colored a cover. So that was really
blow you up for it
if you want to.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh well, this is. I don't have the cover on me.
Okay.
Page. Well, because it's not printed yet. That's why. This campaign, by the way, the printing cost went up 15%.
Holy shit!
I'm glad I'm adding.
Who are you using? Do you mind saying? Some people don't want to talk about it.
It's not that. It's someone. All right. So Graham Nolan gave me his printer, who's also a bunch of other people's printers. So
it's
not necessarily. Well, I don't know if they're cool with sharing it with everybody. So
it would have been fine until you mentioned their names. Now you can't say.
Well, yeah.
I know John Mayland always talk about Mix'em. I don't know anything about Mix'em.
There's a lot of people use Mix'em. A lot of people use Mix'em.
I'm kind of curious. I know Mix'em's a big one, but because they get so much, I personally want to find a local printer, somebody that does offset, because I think that's like the epitome, newsprint, offset printing. That's offset. A comic book right there.
It's not newsprint, but I used offset.
No, that's.
But offset is cheaper if you do over 1,000.
Yeah, but that's what you want.
Yeah,
you want. You can take to conventions. You have something to sell in a store.
I'm probably gonna have to go back for a printer. I've done 2 small shows in New Jersey, and it wasn't both in one in a summer town in winter, which means it's basically dead, and then one in the middle of nowhere, literally on a farm. So I've done 2 small cons, but I did well at both of them. And
you just came back from one, didn't you?
Garden State Winterfest, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I was lucky, dude. Of all the people, I got the table next to Bob Wycheck. So that was really cool.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So he was telling me, I was like, oh, I love your X-Men stuff. He was telling me stories of it. It was really cool.
Man,
he was such a nice guy.
You're getting real close to the good stuff, man. You're in the 80s right now.
I'm in the 90s now. I'm a 91.
Okay, so you're right there then.
Yeah.
A couple, let's see, by issue 40 of X-Men, you're starting, no, it's before 40. Then you're going to start getting into the end, the Legion. When you get into Legion, that's essentially the end, right? But that's when it leads into Age of Apocalypse.
Okay. Because I don't know how much I'm going to skip around after Claremont. Because I know Peter David's X Factor people really like.
Oh, I love X Factor. Well, I like X Factor up till Havoc and Polaris and all that.
Oh, so you don't like that? Or because that's Peter David's.
I like X Factor.
Where it's the original 5 X-Men?
Yeah.
I'm almost done with that run.
That's with the Apocalypse. That's all that shit. I love those. And that's the Simonson stuff. I love all that.
I have a X-Men reading order. Let me my X-Men reading order, so I have that I follow online.
Okay.
Oh, Fatal Attractions! You're about to get to Fatal Attractions.
Yeah,
hell
Fatal
yeah!
Attractions.
That's like a wicked story, man.
So I have New Mutants 98 to 100. I have Kings of Pain, which is a bunch of annuals. I don't know if you guys know that one.
Yeah.
I have the one where they basically. I mean, I know the spoiler, but it's going to basically be them sending the baby into the future with X Factor. That I have to read. Then I have to finish off the Muir Island saga, and then I have X-Men 1 through 3, the classic Jim Lee.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I'm almost
1
done.
through 5. 1 through 5.
I think it's 1 through 3.
Oh yeah, because that's when Andy came in.
Yeah, so I don't know how long I'm going. Like, I'll probably dip my toes in and out, but I don't know if I'm going to read consecutively after Claremont. We'll see. I know Mark Polton tells me how much he loves Lobdell's.
Yeah, you might want to, because it does add context to the Legion and the
Age of
I was not a big fan of Age of Apocalypse when it came out.
You weren't? Oh, okay.
But I am now, because I have now read Age of Apocalypse, and it is a cool fucking story, man. Back in the day, it was like I was into Jim Lee. I was into all like this new X-Men thing that they were doing in the 90s, and then they completely cartoonized everything with Age of Apocalypse. You got the new artists coming in. I wasn't a big fan of all that. Now I am, because I'm like, look what's out nowadays. You know, we got,
and that's I think why
we got Harley Quinn fart books. We've got Nightwing's fucking booty books. Like, what the hell's going on, man?
Yeah, no, I mean that's
about his ass though.
That's one of the
but it was like a underlying.
It was a joke.
Now they're just straight up
comics. Like if my generation, is one of the truth of the matter is, I like supporting the indies, but I can always just go, if I don't like this, I have decades of material that are much cheaper that I could just.
Oh yeah, and man, so when you start getting into like
stand out as an indie, you know, because
how many old school indies have you read? Like,
not a lot. That's my point. Like, barely anything.
When I got into my like 20s, I started learning about like, you know, the other artists. Like, I didn't actually learn about Bernie Wrightson until like 10 years ago, and now I'm a huge Bernie Wrightson fan, dude. And like Freak Show, I learned about the Inkle, like all these books that influenced stuff that I did like what's that? Fifth Element. There's like all these movies that were influenced by these European artists, like the Inkle is like it's like a staple. The Incal, however you say it, that's a staple that you kind of have to read, whether you like it or not. It's weird.
What is it?
It's called the Incal, INCAL. There's like 4 graphic novel collections, and it's weird, but it's good. It's interesting. It's good. It influenced a lot of like media that you would be aware of. It's totally worth the read.
Mobius's colors are
there. You go,
like,
Mobius.
Beloved. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love
Taika Waititi's directing a movie on the Incal?
Yeah, really? I've heard about that. It's been going on for a couple of years. I'm not super excited because honestly, it'd be cool, but I'm worried it's going to turn into a Valerian, another book influenced by the Inkle. But the Valerian was not. They tried to do too much. I think I liked it, but they tried to do too much with that book.
I like Taika, but I don't think he's always it depends. I don't know. Like I don't love Thor Ragnarok. Everyone loved it when it came out, and I didn't like
Ragnarok. Yeah. Oh, Ragnarok, I did like.
I did, but I thought they made him a bit of a goof.
Well, yeah, they made him a goof, but the movie was entertaining. It was a good movie. Thor, as far as Thor goes, maybe it wouldn't have been. It wasn't the best take on Thor, but I mean, we did need a little bit of
because it wasn't Thor.
Relief. It wasn't Thor, but Thor is kind of faggish in the comics and has never been cool. So at least make him a joke.
I don't know how you can fuck up a Viking god.
I don't know either, but they did.
Well, because he has a certain
Ragnarok or was it Love and Thunder? Like
no, Love and Thunder.
I didn't watch Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder sucked donkey beep, but except for
that was a horseshit movie.
Except for Christian Bale. He fucking nailed it, like he always does.
Yeah. Christian Bale did really. He didn't fucking nail anything. He did good.
I didn't know that it was Christian Bale when that movie started. I thought it was a Coca-Cola commercial. He was walking through the desert, and then he finds the oasis. I swear to God, I was waiting for him to pull a Coca-Cola out of the sand and start drinking it, and then he finds the god, and then that whole thing happens, and I'm like, well, this is the shittiest Coca-Cola commercial I've ever seen. And then somebody's like, that's Christian Bale. He's so wonderful. And I'm like, Christian Bale, where? I don't see Christian Bale.
You're giving Christian Bale actor credit for you being a dipshit.
Yeah, well, that's how good of an actor he is.
No, you can tell immediately when Christian Bale comes up on there because anytime he smiles, those vampire teeth come out.
Yeah, when he smiles, but he wasn't smiling at that
Hold
fucking
on.
scene. Trust me, he was crying, dude. His kid died, and I'm waiting for the Coca-Cola to come up. Like, he's gonna like pour it on his kid. His kid comes back to life. Now he's crying.
Right.
I heard that Jason Aaron run on Thor was really good before Jane.
Thor had a lot of good. If you like mythology,
Yes, sir. You got
like I know Walt Simonson's run. Everyone tells me that's like quintessential Thor.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have my list of like because after Claremont, that's why I think I'm going to step
I'll be
away
right
back for a bit. Like I want to read, finish New Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Stan Lee's Spider-Man. That was another influence to me. I mean, one of my biggest ones is Frank Miller's Daredevil, of course. Like,
have you read Amazing Fantasy 15?
Yes.
Okay, good man. Good.
I've read all the way through, I think 52. Like the first Kingpin arc is where I ended. So I have more to read. So I'm into the Ramita stuff.
All right, cool.
So yeah. I did my homework.
Getting back into Phenomenova, I heard that you're trimming it down this time around. It's not going to be 68 pages. It's going 24. To be 24. Okay.
That was kind of how I initially envisioned it. It was the first issue. I just kind of smashed the first three together because I wanted there to be a fight with the villain in the first issue. Yeah. And I realized logically we weren't getting there until 3. And issue 1 would have ended with him getting struck by lightning out in the rain. Issue 2 would have started with him waking up and then leaving his friend. Would be the end of the issue. And 3 would be all the reactor stuff. And I was like, let's get, because this is my one chance to prove myself. Right. Let's really wow them and get like that full thing. And now we could do 24 pagers. The funny thing is the 24 pagers are going to be my standard, except I'm breaking it immediately after establishing it because 3, I'm introducing so many characters that it's going to be 40 pages. And then I'm going back to 24. So it'll be like 65, 24, 40, back to 24, 24.
I'm a storyteller, and I love that. I like that you're changing things up. I like that you have a standard, but that you're not going to hold yourself to that, even in like that 3rd issue, because of necessity. Like I got all the respect in the world for that.
Well, did you? I appreciate that. Sorry. My artist loves Jim Lee and all that, and I had like a bunch of heroes and villains I'm introducing in issue 3, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, technically I could tell the story in this many pages, but I'm like, let's give him room to draw these. Let's give him spreads. Let's give him, it's like, that's more money out of my pocket. But you know what? You know what convinced me that is the fan reaction to the few, because there's no spreads. Spoiler alert, there's no double page spreads in issue 2.
Boo. Why?
Because I had too much story to tell. And that, listen, there are a lot of issues that don't have double page spreads. Most issues didn't have double page spreads.
But that's because those came out every month. You didn't need them. But if you're doing like a big shebang every campaign, you got to have some big shebang.
Yeah, except that he's got a setup on episode 2 is like a setup, and he's got this whole thing on the 3rd issue that he's doing. I support this. I like that.
I've seen I've seen enough indie books where they do splash pages, but they do it so they can take up pages instead of actually executing story.
That's cool. I get that.
I know, but I get the criticism too. But it's also like, to be honest, like, and I love Witchblade, but there were times where I'm like, "This is beautiful. Why is this 2 pages?"
Yeah,
I'm like, because I get it. It's beautiful, but I'm like,
there is a double page spread in a particular book that I'm a big fan of. That this one double page spread pissed me the fuck off, and it's the one
pitter-patter.
The one complaint I have about this book is this double page spread that I will not mention.
It better not be my book.
It's pitter-patter.
No, if everybody who watches me knows exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm always refer to it using the exact same language. It's not pitter-patter.
It's the gayest book you could have ever got.
Pitter-patter. It does not have bad double page spreads. Pitter-patter actually. Look at this shit, dude. This is fucking amazing.
What is this? I've never heard of it.
No, absolutely not. You're not. No, you don't understand. So what we do on Peter's channel is that we go through the indie campaigns randomly. It's not anybody individually. We just go through them, and he decides to stop on this fucking book called Pitter-Patter. And if you want to talk about
it. You just fucking lit the demon
It's actually pretty good. It is.
Oh God.
Pitter patter, dude.
No.
You said it right. We were looking at books, and we were looking at this book to laugh at it. But the more I looked at it, the more I thought this actually does look like it could be funny. And I got it, and it is actually funny. It's a really funny book, man. It is worth it. It looks like weird, but dude,
it is an
funny,
acquired
man.
taste.
It's a good book. And so it's a running joke because
you hear 2 out of 3 people on this panel telling you not to worry about it, Vaughn. So don't worry about it.
No, don't worry about not buying it. Just buy it, bro. Just buy it.
So did you feel the challenge for Phenomenova 2 to cut the fat and trim it down to 24 pages?
A little bit, but I honestly felt like this story, it's a deceptively simple story in that, okay, yeah, when you boil it down, it's him training and learning his powers, but there's a lot of character stuff. There's a lot of... Life Death was kind of an inspiration, as well as that Demon Slayer episode where he's cutting the rock in half, where I gave my character a simple goal.
Okay.
But there's just a lot blocking him. And so he down to the core is the name of the issue, because he's looking down to the core of his powers, down to the core of himself. We're diving into his backstory, Senshis. We're introducing Estrella, who is a detective character. She's the first member of the title team Phenomenova that we meet. She's deaf and blind, but she can absorb information from the world around her with psychometry. Through physical contact, she can absorb information and memories and you name it. And then Hotline, the tech support character. So I felt like I needed to condense. It taught me condensing more, which is why, again, there weren't a lot of splashes. It taught me to condense and also when to expand in a sense too. I mean, it's more so than the other one because I didn't give myself that same limit. It made me kind of realize, okay, is this serving the plot? No, cut it. Is this, serving the characters' themes? Am I revealing something about the characters? No. Okay. I kind of have become again, even though it's a slower issue, every time I reread it, I'm like, no, that page is necessary. It leads into this. And it kind of makes me go, okay, it all matters. And so it's kind of, I guess, making me utilize page space more. And if I'm having talking head scenes, that making sure, because that part of that is writing too, making sure that there's, okay, I'm justifying this with the dialogue. That what is being said is of value, and that even the dialogue exchange is still plot progression, right? And so I would say it made me kind of get right to the point. Like there were earlier drafts where so when I was basically had to rewrite it, my editor goes, okay, what is the point of the issue? And I kind of went, well, the point of the issue is he's feeling really down in the dumps after the first issue, and by the end he has to kind of lift himself up again. And so he goes, well, okay, well, what is all this dialogue in the beginning? It's kind of him goofing off. It was a lot of funnier scenes earlier on that I ultimately cut because they were entertaining, but it was murdering your children. It's kind of, they're entertaining scenes, but why are they here? They're not advancing. And I was like, well, if I'm doing a 24-page issue, that means I got to razor focus here. Okay. The point of the issue is he's going through the park. We don't have the time for the ups and the downs. Let's start on a down and build our way up. It was initially like, he's happy, he's sad, he's happy again. And now it's like, okay, let's just simplify it. So I guess it kind of forced me to simplify.
Jake, pull up that live stream. They just had Ethan timed out. Sorry, Vaughn.
That's okay.
Back and forth here. We got to get an update on this competition going on. Ethan just got timed out, but he's back in the game. He's working on Spawn. His Spawn's looking pretty sick. I think they just showed Zade's, and his is looking pretty good too, man. His is looking finalized.
I'm pretty sure Zade drew having to draw a second character also, so that's going to hurt.
I think they both had to draw a second, because if you look under Spawn, like in front of him and down to the left, there's another female character. But in a second, they're going to pull up a dual screen here, and it looks like Zade has to draw the same character. Is that Red Sonja, maybe? I'm not sure. It looks, off the top of my head, maybe Red Sonja. And Zade's hiding her kind of under the cape. I'm not sure. Cool. They're both looking, and they'll pull it up here in just a second. They're both looking really good. There it is. Great drawings coming together.
Zade's knocking it out of the park.
Zade,
I agree,
dude. Zade's blowing it out of the water. I like Ethan's pose, but yeah, dude, Zade's already getting some rendering in there. It's looking real like
Ethan's
legit.
got some heavy contrast. I like that, but Zade's got the detail.
Yeah, you dropping a lot of blacks on that page. That's like a cop out in a competition. Maybe it looks good, but it is
unless he's saving detail for last. Like he can still like run off with that, but
yeah.
It might not be bad composition
going on, man. Yeah.
I can't tell. Is that just more cape that he's throwing down?
Who? Ethan?
Ethan, yeah.
Yeah. He's doing blacks, dude. He's like doing like big black blocks on his page.
He's already got the hatching and lines in there with the shading.
Yeah.
And he had to throw that girl in there. I kind of think that she's blending into the side of Spawn there. Like I wish she was a little bit off to the side.
Her tits. That's all.
And separated. Yeah, those are nice tits. He's doing great.
Vaughn, you have good taste, sir.
Coming in.
I know they're all giving
with
the intellectual
tits.
reasons. I gotta step in and just say tits, and now you can go back to
fucking A.
How about that?
Zade bringing the tits into the game.
Somebody had to say it.
They were like, "Oh, the rendering, the shadows," and I'm like, "I like the tits."
Yeah, no, I'm seeing lots of black blocking going on over here, and some redlining with the you know what I mean, with the Ethan's.
When you're talking about artistic elements, it's detail, it's contrast, and tits. Those are like top three.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's why my mistake was doing an all ages superhero book. Although there is that character that everyone seems to like.
All ages.
There you go. You're doing it right.
My first 10
is great, but there's one problem with crowdfunding an all ages book is that your audience is mostly going to be older guys.
Yeah, I know.
But you can't let it stop you because the future is the next generation, right?
Exactly.
So you need books that you can then take to places and sell to kids and stuff.
I actually think Vaughn put the nail in the head on that idea because there is a child on the front of that cover. All right. Yep. So
if you get the book funded, you get enough extra prints, you're solid. That's what it's mad. That's what matters. Yeah, exactly. I took a bunch of alternative books, like what was that oh my god, Roger. That Roger book,
Wednesday, T-Bird and Throttle.
No, I can't take those to school. The one that it's all about Roger or some shit. That alternative book. I don't, dude. They told me in the audience last night, but I forgot. Anyways, the Roger book from Alternative Comics. I took that to the school, and the kids read it. They loved it. It's a great book for kids. King Cryptid is a good book. That's even a better book for kids. Because there's nothing shady in those books, and it's a cool, dude. That's a cool series, and I've got a bunch of kids reading that book, and they love it. And I'm not gonna I'm not videotaping kids and weird crap like that. But I would say, Pete Cimetti, kids love your book. Your book is great for all ages. I love it. The kids, elementary loves it. Keep doing what you're doing, and
Phenomenova
I want to see him at conventions and stuff.
That's good. Yeah, I want to get Alterna. Read those. I just got them today. My to read pile is very big. And always.
Yeah, man. So there is a plus side to those all ages books. It's harder to sell to a crowdfund.
Yeah, because they don't have money.
The kids don't. But if you can make it marketable to an older audience, but it's still good for kids. That's like that perfect line because then you've got a market. You got two markets that you can do. Yeah, definitely.
And do you have my Indiegogo as well for those that prefer that option?
I gotta say
up right now.
Okay. It seems like Indiegogo is. I don't know if it's just I just don't have much audience over there, or if it's
rough.
As I know it's.
No, I think your audience is on Fund My Comic.
I think so too. I also think that it doesn't help that Indiegogo, the audience that is loyal there, Indiegogo's like they're like pissing off their own.
Well, here's the thing, Vaughn. Let's be serious here. The audience that's going to be going to Indiegogo is going to be Ethan's audience. Mm-hmm. Now, your audience will support you wherever you go.
Yeah.
So if your primary is Fund My Comic, clearly it's on Fund My Comic because you've got almost $5,000 on there.
So
that's where you are right now. If you get support, it's good that you have that Indiegogo, because that's an easy thing that some bigger creator could send people towards.
Exactly.
But clearly your audience is on Fund My Comic, which is great for Fund My Comic. That's really cool. Your Indiegogo, keep it up. Keep it up.
I agree.
There.
That's why I have it up there, because it's the easier corporate one to sell. It's kind of like having a book on.
It's good that you have like a $500 thing. That way you could get. It wouldn't be hard to get it in demand.
Yeah. Plus, it's not that big of a deal. Like at a small con, I could make that.
Bro, what channels are you on right now? You could literally rally people to get it to 500 so that you can go in demand.
I'm not pushing it enough. That's the thing. I made almost 500 on Fund My Comics since launching.
Do you do Creative Block with those guys? I used to watch them. I haven't watched them lately.
I used to go on regularly, but I don't go on anymore.
Get on there, man. What the hell? That's the problem with you guys. I gave you shit on Twitter. That's kind of the thing. It's fine, but what I'm saying is you guys need to be like rallying shit. That's one of the things that was great about Comicsgate back in the day when everybody was all together and we were a big happy family. Everyone was rallying, you know what I mean? It wasn't about my channel, this, that, support, yada yada. No, we were all having fun backing everybody's books. It was a blast, and you need those guys blasting. Why aren't they blasting your comic whether or not you're on their show?
I don't know.
Aren't you part of that crowd?
Yeah, I mean, we're friends, but I haven't been on their show in a while.
Well, how come they're not just blasting it? Me and Jake blast comics that we don't even know who the hell the creators are. We actually made friends from people we blasted their comics, and they're like, actually, man, this to retort to your criticism. And we're like, fucking A, we were wrong. We're totally wrong. Jake was totally wrong when it came to this sewn. Jake was completely wrong about that. I tried to argue with him. What? I said, that's not sewn.
He just leave
himself.
He deleted them. He was supposed to delete you.
Oh yeah, he deleted the wrong one. So Jake was totally wrong. He was like telling me that this word, there was this one book, The End of the Crows. It's an amazing book. And I said, this is an amazing book. It's an amazing book. And I was like, it's perfect. And Jake's like, no, there's one flaw. Look at this. It says sown, S-O-N-E. And I was like, sown?
The very first word.
That looks like it says none. And he's like, no, it says sown. It totally says sown. If they misspelled it, I know it says sown. And I was like, oh, I guess. All right. And it turns out, guess what? It said none. Just like I said. I said it said none.
I need to read Ban the Crone because Arvid is a good friend of mine. I just haven't.
It's good. It's fucking really
my
good.
My read pile has been.
For the record, Peter Orchard conceded more than he likes to let on. He didn't even argue it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And also, for the record, Jay, you deleted the wrong channel right there when you're trying to shut him up.
Yeah,
no, I deleted the right one. I want it out of here.
You left your own stream, but that's the Mel Ruby cover I was talking about.
So you got to get these guys like. Check it out. You with y'all's audience and with their audience and Zade Comics, all those guys. You need $500. That is literally one person you could get that.
I know. I've been well, it's also January to be fair, but
I know. Y'all have got an audience. You could get $500 in one night.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's frustrating because it's like I could, but I've been so like personal. Like,
it's important. You need this thing to get in demand so that you can get some of these bigger creators to send people to your Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Your Fund My Comic is doing great. The comic book's coming out. That's not the concern.
Oh yeah.
The concern is to get your Indiegogo in demand so that you can then have other people send people who are comfortable with Indiegogo. I'm primarily Indiegogo, but you need people to be able to go to Indiegogo and to get them back in this thing in demand. It's
Plus the rewards are cheap. I have digital tiers available too this time around. So like if someone backs an Indiegogo, if like one person backs $10, that's 2% of the way there, like an additional 2%.
It is a cool looking book and it's fairly priced. Something I criticize when I see a floppy page count for like $30. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm like,
who do you think you are? I mean, like, This isn't a collector's item.
I'm a nobody. You know, it's a collector's item one day if people the free market decides.
$10 to issue 2 main cover. Solid. Yeah. That's solid.
Or any of all the variants are $10 too.
That's solid. That's exactly what we talk about. And it looks good. It's a good artwork. It's a good book. Now, I've heard Ethan recently say that, you know what, if a book is worth it, it's 25 pages, you could charge $30. And, you know, if the people think it's worth it, they'll buy it. Okay. But as a backer, I instantly look at something and I see $10 for 24 pages. I'm like, that's fair. I see $30 for 24 pages. I'm like, that's not fair. And I don't care, you know, if somebody thinks it's worth that.
Yeah.
That's not worth it to me. I'm not going to back it for that. But this is a solid price.
Thank you.
So
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, of course, I want it in as many hands as possible. I hate charging even $10, but that's the reality we're in right now. You know what I mean?
Well, it's fair. It's crowdfunding.
It is absolutely a fair price.
Let me say, like, as somebody who is frugal as shit and I am fucking cheap, let me say that
he is very frugal.
Yeah, I am. I'm cheap as shit, dude. I've got like fucking. This is me brewing my own like.
He won't even fucking text me happy birthday. He's so frugal.
Well, I didn't want you to have a happy birthday.
I feel bad sometimes on my birthday when I don't.
I respect this. I respect your like those numbers. Like they speak to me, and I'm cheap as shit.
Thank you. Well, that's good. That's good, man.
$10. You're good at $10. Don't feel bad for a second at $10.
Won't even wish me a good day because it might waste a wish. You know, that's the kind of brother this guy is.
I'm saving it for the brother that I love.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I think out of all the covers, this is my favorite right here.
The Mel Ruby one. Like I said, that was Hunter Ninja Bear was the first comic I worked on. I wanted Mel to draw that. I want to work with Mel again. He's so good.
Yeah, this is pretty cool cover. What's with the shape in the background?
The crystal.
Okay, it looks like the Canadian flag, but without the colors.
That's interesting. I never thought of that.
Is he Canadian? Just curious.
No.
No, that's good.
America's hat has yet to make an appearance.
Maple leaf, cannabis leaf.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe maple leaves. Oh, okay, crystals. Now, to be fair, it is shrunk on my screen, so it's hard to see.
Well, it's also, you know, you wouldn't think it makes sense when you read the story. You'll be like, "Why is she in the crystal?" It'll make sense.
Hold up,
you read the story.
I got it pulled up on my screen right here. I can actually just look at it right here on my screen. Yeah. That is a crystal. That is okay.
If I didn't explain it, you'd be like, "What is that shape?" So it makes sense when you read the story. My hope is I like doing storytelling in all these covers.
But that's a minuscule thing to even nitpick. Is like, what's that shape? That's just me being an asshole.
I like that there's some exposition without overly explaining anything.
Yeah, just tell me, shut the fuck up, dude.
How is Galvanite handling himself when he's surrounded by so many women?
That was actually. That was the actually one of some of the stuff we cut because it was a point where it's like, oh yeah, like this is the truth. That was like some of the stuff that was earlier on in earlier drafts of issue 2. And my editor, I think he was at the point he was like, dude, he's like horny in this issue. Can we like tone like? But it was also he was like, how is this adding to the main plot? And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, he's really dealing with some serious issues. Like I get that chicks are hot, but it's kind of like,
yeah,
we're kind of wasting page space. Like just let them be there. And that was kind of one of the things where it wasn't me like toning it down for any other reason than just, okay, that we see that they're hot on the page. There's no reason to really do that whole anime like, you know, it's like, yeah, they're hot. All right.
I don't know because it looks like he's grabbing for 2 things right out in front.
What the hell am I looking for?
What's he grabbing at there?
He's trying to conjure lightning. Oh, I know what you're doing. All right.
Yeah.
No.
That's exactly why she slapped the shit out of him.
What am I missing here? I'm looking up something real quick.
Hey, to be fair, I've had the shit slapped out of me for the same reason many times. Conjuring the lightning.
Yeah, you'll have to see why he gets slapped.
I was expecting way more laughs on that.
No, I am looking for something because I see a cover that you got that's a ripoff of my artwork.
Oh no!
Who drew it?
And I'm going to pull up my artwork and I'm going to prove it. But hold on.
Oh no! being called out.
It's gonna be.
Well, I didn't do it, so it's gonna be one of my artists' faults.
No.
Yeah, to be the fair, like he made the same call outs to the early 2000s, saying that people from 1987 were like copying him.
Your artist ripped me off, and you should know better.
Yep.
Hold on, but it's gonna take me. Just wait a minute, I'm gonna find it. I can't even find my own fucking artwork.
Now,
Hold on.
I've seen this chick that you've posted a couple times, but on Galvanite's right, his right. Who is this lady over here?
That is Hotline. Hotline is the tech support character. Actually,
Okay.
funny enough, she's modeled after one of the artists for issue 1. I was like, hey, do you mind if I base this character off of you? She was like, yeah, that's awesome. So
Nice.
Yeah. So she is, she's the tech support character for the team.
Okay.
Because I was like, we need that. And I was like, might as well. So I added her in this issue. So Hotline is the tech support character. Then you have the Phoenix Sense. She is training them. Estrella is the first member of Phenomenova that we see. And she functions more as a detective in this issue.
Okay.
Damn, this is really hard to find. Why is my artwork so hard to find, guys?
I actually like the.
What did you do to my system?
What did I do? I hacked into the mainframe.
This is all your fault, dude.
Yeah, like all movie hacks.
There it is. All right. As hard as you try to hide my file system from me.
Yes, that was precisely my plan.
I found the drawing that I did. And I'm going to prove to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, if my computer works. There we go.
Seems broken.
No, scroll down.
I'm just wondering which cover it is.
Not this one.
You need a graphic and a musical thing for like Peter's Boomer Moment of the Night.
Yeah, dude, it's every night. That's fine. It's the Scales of Justice picture.
Oh yeah. Well, that I feel like is a pretty common.
Yeah, no, I did.
Yeah, you think, yeah.
It's mine.
Metallica.
Doesn't matter.
They got it from him.
They ripped me up.
Lady Justice, herself.
Yeah, Lady Justice.
The whole American Revolution.
Lady Justice stole it
and
from me.
Greeks.
Oh no! Go show his cover.
Dude,
don't show my work.
Barely.
Don't even go there, Vaughn.
Come on.
Scroll down.
How many
It's
boobs
got to
on
be
your
the next.
cover?
Right there. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it.
How many boobs are on your
You just.
Hey, that's the end all argument right there.
There you go.
Fair
Yep.
enough. I concede. You win.
There you go. No, I
have no boobs on mine.
Did was a 10-page short.
I
story
also
that
hate
was
this piece
created.
because it was a
Truth, Justice in the American Way, right?
yes, it was for the art contest, and I lost to some piece that was inferior to my piece.
Yeah, this was the best one out of all of them.
If you watch
I still
that
have my
contest,
art contest, by the way, till the 9th, and I think I'm not making it official, but I think I might actually include 3.
are you trying to tell me to enter a piece in your
You don't
art
have to.
contest?
Peter
That's
has had a bad history with content.
disgusting. What is that? What is it? What is the website again?
You just go to my campaign pages. You
What's
can
the
read all
prize?
the prize is you get a free copy of the book,
Fuck
main
that.
cover.
No.
Okay,
Okay, maybe.
you don't
That's
have
what-
to.
That's
I
what
was just
Joe did for me. He actually had other prizes, but then he actually just gave me the comic book.
Well, if I had the budget to do
But actually, to be fair to Dojo, even though he didn't do the prize and all that stuff, which is fine, I don't care. That's more than another artist, another particular character did. They didn't even send me a copy of their book with my cover, and that actually hurt my feelings. I don't care. I ordered it. I got my covers are coming in the mail. It just hurt my feelings, is all.
Well, it's important to comp your artist, guys.
It's making me drink these things.
I don't think that's what makes you drink, but okay.
I'm just saying is all. I'm becoming an alcoholic because of all of this stuff.
Gentlemen, my apologies. I'm afraid my phone's dying here. I've got
It's great
You're
meeting you.
fine.
Yeah, man.
We're getting into sad sack moments. I've got to bolt.
Stanley, I'm doing that brisket Brahma hump, and it's going to take 6 hours to cook. I'm thinking about doing a live stream. Are you game Saturday?
Saturday? I might have a fishing trip on Saturday.
Sunday?
But keep me abridged. Sunday, I don't have a fishing trip. I don't think.
I might do it Saturday anyways, with or without you. You can eat it.
Yeah, keep me abridged because if I'm available, I'm in on it.
It's been waiting. It's been soaking with seasoning for 5 days now. It's gonna be the best Brahma hump brisket ever, and I want to read comics and brisket barbecue.
I might throw some steaks on the pit and join you on that.
Maybe E-fap this stream.
There you go.
That's right, Peter. I'm E-fapping it right now. He's just said. Future me just said he's E-fapping it.
This stream?
Jesus.
Yes. I know, right? It's like I'm always right.
All right.
Night, guys. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy.
Talk to you later.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
Vaughn, before we shut this down, is there anything else to Phenomenova that you haven't given away yet that you could tell us?
Given away? Well, I mean, aside from my hundreds of ideas that I mean, because I could write this for the rest of my life. But I'll
Terminal Luminosity.
No.
Dude, that is not a bad name, but it's just a mouthful. Like,
it's okay. So it's Yellow Flash.
Like, you see what I mean? It's like we're running Flash. Terminal Luminosity.
It's Yellow Flash. Terminal Luminosity. Instead of him, he's got his villain, Terminal Luminosity.
Oh, his Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Galva Day.
Oh my god.
The worst name.
You just lost a backer.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I would unback myself if I heard that. To be honest with you. But listen, dude, I write out like all my superhero idea names, even bad ones, because if I have a bad story, and I need a joke character, I already have like a murderer's row of horrible names I could use. Because I sometimes I'll have that where I'll have a minor character and I'm like, this character's name is too cool for them. All right, let's come with something lamer.
If you ever need like horrible names or horrible, awesome ideas, hit me up. I'm filled to the fucking brim with them.
You got it.
I'll come up with them like that. Do you want a bad idea? Hit me up. Boom. There it is. Boom, boom. I got like 3 bad ideas. Boom, boom, boom. It'll be easy for me. I'm like the king of that.
Bad ideas. God.
And good idea, but brilliant bad ideas.
Brilliantly bad.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah, well, that sounds
good ideas, but I keep those in my pocket.
I'll say we also, if you want to guarantee that you get a first printing of issue 1 and you can't go to a convention near me, going to my website and ordering there guarantees it. At this point, it looks like we'll still have enough of issue 1 to fulfill, but you never know if that changes.
Second printings
might go to second printing, depending on how many backers pour in.
Nice. Do you already have a second printing?
Wait a minute. Ava just said something here in the audience.
I'm about to cry. Not gonna. What? This is the second time Ava, who is trying her best to convince me.
Ava, I got you. I called that out. I saw your chat pop up and I instantly read it.
All right. I'm not getting the verification link to. I don't know what to tell you.
To the Discord.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, my Discord.
Put it in the chat.
That I never. Well, I use it, but not really. I literally only put my link in there.
What Discord?
I'm like, hey guys, mine, and I never use it. Well, I use it, but I use it only to promote because then otherwise I don't really like.
Well, if you don't use it, then you need to join another Discord and then promote there.
Well, I promote in other Discords.
What I'm saying is, if you have a Discord, you need to keep up with it. Otherwise, join a bigger Discord that does get kept up with, and then promote there. Because
I'm probably in a few with you, I think, right? Or I'm in your guys's. Or
no, I'm dude. I don't even have my own Discord. I'm a part of the Crack Packs.
That's what I'm saying.
And all that. Yeah, that's
no. I
one.
use mine, but I only use mine really to promote my stuff. I never like hang out in there.
Well, then you put all your shit in the other ones that are promoting. Like that's the point of Discord, right? If you're not gonna like keep up, it's not like Twitter or Facebook or something. If you're not using it, then put all your stuff in one that is being kept up. That way, it's actually useful. Otherwise, it's completely waste of time and waste of space. Either keep up with it. Or join like the one that like Crack Pack's a really good one. Jake, what is the other one? There's Crack Pack, and then there's that other one that we just joined with D-Wag.
The one that I'm using right now is the Crack Pack. I haven't even started anything in the other one yet.
Oh yeah, Crack Pack. Everybody's posted in there, and that's just like and it's not like I'm knocking you or anything. I'm saying that's the point of Discord. You got guys that are promoting stuff. It's more valuable to just put your stuff in there and have everybody grow there. And it's their Discord and they're growing from it. And that's fine because they're the one putting the effort into it.
Saying?
It's Crackpack. We can send you the link to it. Yeah, D-Wag and everybody over there. Man, those are great
there's not enough hours in the day to promote. That's the thing. Promoting is the full-time job. I'm great at promoting. I really love to write. Guess what I spend more time doing by far?
Well, sure. And that's where it's like, don't do a Discord if you don't have time for it. Just join a Discord that you can promote in that's respectable, like Crackpack or Comicsgate community on Twitter. Both of those are great. But if you want Discord, Crackpack, man, Crackpack, baby, that's where it's at.
I'll promote more. I know you liked watching me struggle with Sonic. That was.
Oh, dude!
I don't know anything about that. That's all.
It was. I was just getting obliterated by the lava over and over again because I was like half-assing, but then I'd try and then I'd half-ass.
All right.
I also might have had a few drinks while I was watching. So,
Jake, before you close it out, I'm going to pull up Discord and I'm going to actually drop the link because they're asking for the link for that Crackpack Discord. Do you have the link readily and handily, or do I can pull it up?
You need to grab it.
All right, give me a second, and I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to drop it in, but I'm going to have to do some boomerang and yada yada and all that fun stuff.
Have you played the Sonic Spinball anymore lately?
Not since then, but that was like the Game Gear version, right? That wasn't even the real version.
Yeah, it's the Game Gear.
I need to play the real one.
Version. I'm sad by that.
Yeah,
dude, you started blowing through those games pretty rapidly.
Yeah, I did. Well, because they didn't publish it, or they didn't do that. Ava showed up in my chat like yesterday, and now is like blaming me for I don't know.
Ava is a gem. Ava is a godsend.
Ava,
the best human being I've ever seen in my life. Don't talk about Ava.
Yeah, Ava. We'll take care of you here.
We got you.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
No, it's all right. We got you.
Yeah, we're saying it's inevitable.
Don't listen to him.
Take care of her when you do.
Hold on. Links. Here's the thing. I'm not the best at Discord, but I'm trying. I've got it pulled up. I'm trying to find Crackpack. It's not like as easy as like Twitter and shit. Discord's weird. How do you share?
Crack and it's pack. Crack pack.
Yeah, but you have to send the link as an invite to get people in there.
God.
So trying to find the link to then copy and paste to put in our chat here. Invite members. Hold up. Copy link. I got it. I got this.
All right.
And then I've got to go to our chat.
So he's going to have to send it to his chats, then copy it from there and paste it in here. So
don't even. I'm not that fucking.
I'm okay. Sure.
Bionic Bro, give me a second. I'm almost
there.
I'm moderated, right? I'm a moderator.
Ava keeps going. Why do people think I'm a man? You know why? Because women aren't real.
I did it. Sorry, Vaughn. I just fucking did it. And I'm the man. Wait, am I not a fucking moderator? Did you not moderate me?
You're a moderator. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I just posted the link.
Do your work.
Am I moderator? Is it moderated in there? Can everybody click on that link?
Put it in the private chat.
Did I put it in the private chat? Shut the fuck up. I did not.
In the private chat, and I can put it up.
Hold on. Oh, okay, because yesterday on my channel, I posted something that was supposed to be in the private chat, but then I posted it on the public chat on accident.
And where's the link? They're so impatient, just like women.
What the shit? I just posted the link.
Didn't post shit.
There, I just posted it again. Again!
Nope. You gotta put it in the private chat.
God. What? Oh, that means I've got to get into
the chat so I can mod you. You have to actually post something in the chat.
I just commented in the chat.
By the way, Ava, you have been a sweetheart. Do you want to be a mod on this channel?
Yeah, mod me and then mod her. Totally. Mod
Ava,
me first.
I'm going to mod you, but that means that you actually have to come back. So you
just put the all right. I'm in the chat.
Yeah.
Did you block me? Why are my fucking chats showing up?
You?
I'm not moderated, and I just posted it again. Again, dude.
Why would I block you?
All right, moderate me so I can post it again. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go through StreamYards, put it in the private chat, and then put it in.
This is female privilege, man.
You see what you're doing to our guest, man?
Dude.
You are just making his night worse.
What are you drinking, by the way? I'm just curious. Look good.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I first of all,
see what I mean? She doesn't know what a moderator is, and she's gonna
I am drinking a mimosa from Opera Prima from my local HEB, $7, while also drinking a giant bottle of rum.
Nice.
And I also had 2 beers before I even started.
Good stuff. I gotta have.
I'm 6'4". It takes a lot of alcohol.
Oh yeah, then never mind.
Yeah.
That is, it's weird. I go between lightweight and not, depending. I really don't. I think I'm middle class alcohol wise. I'd say.
I put it in the private chat.
No, I put it in the actual chat, but I'm not showing up in the comments. Why not? You blocked me. You fucking blocked me, didn't you? Yeah, I don't know, but you did. Hold on. Well, I got this. I'm not a boomer. I can do this. I'm gonna go to our
swear to God,
messaging, and then I've got to log into StreamYard.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to play the video from the campaign. How about that? Will that give you enough time?
I don't know. You tell me.
You're tell me.
Here we go. You're the generation.
Shut the fuck up. We're playing it. Don't be rude.
I just want it to be like the Crusader Corps. Like my father. I thought with my new powers I could be. But I failed. I let everyone down. I got people hurt. I just wanted to make the world a better place. And instead I made things worse. But now I have the chance to make things right with the help of one of the Crusader Corps. The Phoenix section. And I will. I have to. Whatever it takes.
Thank you,
I
Ava.
will.
I'm just messing with you.
Sparky.
Nice engine shot.
There, I did it. I posted it in the private chat. Now you can copy and paste it because you won't mod me. You're welcome,
Dude,
Ava.
All you gotta do.
Thank you, Ava.
Universe.
I was
You're
messing with
welcome.
you, and thank you. I'm glad you love Ava.
You guys, you're
I'll
welcome.
get you back in the Discord, Ava.
I just want it to be
I don't
like
know
the
what you did.
Crusader
I
Corps.
don't know how I could help. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I was happy with the trailer, and of course, yeah, I was like, Hotline wasn't in the trailer yet, and I was like, oh, I gotta add her in. So there was a break in the music, and I was like,
all right,
the
guys, here's the link to the Discord in the chat.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Hey, guys, make me big. Jake, make me big. Make me big real quick. Yes,
you don't deserve to be big.
Well, apparently he's 6'4", so you don't.
Everybody in the chat, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, you're welcome. I went through painstaking trouble to get you this link, and I did it because I care. Ava, especially for you. This is for you. And Jake just posted it in the chat. Go ahead and click on that link and enjoy the Discord that Vaughn Coleman will now be posting in. All the links to his campaigns.
Yes. I need to post it more.
Yes. Because I love you.
It's saying it's invalid.
I love you.
All right.
Well, if it's invalid, maybe it's an issue with your Discord, Ava.
Yeah.
Woo!
Very nice. Guys, Phenomenova issue 2 is up on Indiegogo. It is up on Fund My Comic. Let's help get the numbers up on Indiegogo, though, so we can get a little bit of extra stuff going.
And we have a 10K stretch goal where everyone will get a Phoenix Senshi trading card.
Oh, hell yeah. I love trading cards. Yes.
I
That's what
decided to add more because I had more mini prints, and this time, because I write extra lore that's not in the book. So every trading card, there's information on the character that isn't in the pages of the book. It gives me an extra chance to write.
Read me the back of one of these cards.
All right, here we go.
It better not be like, I've seen powers that's similar of such, but hibbity-jibbity, and therefore I want to know.
Tell you. Here's what the summary says.
Okay.
What little is no. All right, so this is about my main villain, Darkcloud. By the way, even though he's only in 2 pages, is everyone's favorite character.
It better be better than we all know.
What little is known about Darkcloud comes from the mouths of his chosen survivors, who account with great What little is known about Darkcloud comes from the mouths of his chosen survivors, who recount with his devastating prowess through terrors of great horror. In less than a year, Darkcloud has become feared throughout the globe, though his true intentions and identity remain a mystery.
Okay. All right. That's better than Doku Man. Not much.
I tried to,
It's better, but not much.
I know my character very well, inside and out. That was the tough part, but I can't.
Yeah, but why leave open-ended? Here's the thing, and this is where the whole
fact about him too. Darkcloud himself is only Darkcloud himself is able to see through his signature cloud smoke. So basically, he could see through it perfectly while everyone else is blind.
So that's something you're not going to get insight from in the comic. That's like
at least not issue 1. Maybe one day down the line you'll get some of that.
I appreciate
you're ahead of the curve. If you
that is awesome because when it comes to those Doku Man cards, the one thing that I got to say about cards, if somebody's an avid card reader, you can gain insight through cards, right? When I was a big Star Wars fan back in the 1980s and the early 1990s, before they remastered Star Wars, they started remastering the toys and shit, right? Before they remastered the original trilogy, way before the prequel trilogy, right? When they started doing those toys, they had these cards on the back of all the toys. One of the things that we did not know about Darth Vader up until the toy was the back of the card of the toy, where I learned Darth Vader gained his scars through lava in a force battle, a fight.
Oh, that's right.
With Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I did not know that because there's no mention of that in the movies, and all the books are subjective. You can't necessarily count, even though the Zahn trilogy or it'd be great to say that because George Lucas put his stamp of approval on it, that is the sequel trilogy, but apparently it's not. But anyways, the point is nothing was canon until it was printed as canon, and those toys that were coming out for those movies had Darth Vader being all fucked up, talking about how he was fucked up from lava and the lightsaber fight with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And so I now had knowledge that nobody else had because I had the toy and I read the fucking toy card. The problem with like the Doku Man cards is that it's all, you don't gain any extra knowledge. That you actually probably have less knowledge after reading those cards than just reading the comic books, right? So they're worthless. So when you have a card and you're putting information in your card and you have avid viewers, readers that care to read them, put something extra in them.
Yeah,
just
that's
like
what
Star Wars did.
I wanted to, because I used to read, even before I would read comics, I'd read extra Batman trivia on all the stuff about the characters. And eventually or the character bios in Arkham City would have all that. And that would eventually lead me to read the comics. I want to do kind of something similar with the trading card. You're getting, and it's also, I get the extra chance to write some more stuff that I can't fit in the issue.
If it's a critical piece of information, you don't have to throw in the card, but if you've got like something that's not critical, but it's like insightful.
It enhances it.
Throw it in there. There's no reason not to.
So you're getting a little bit of extra story with each of these trading cards.
I love that. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And Ava, she said, is Ava a guy or a girl? I'm treating Ava like a girl because Ava's a girl's name. But even if you're a guy, Ava, I got you. I got y'all already. I follow King Vaughn. Follow me too. Hit that like and subscribe on my channel. It's Peter Orchard Studios. Ah, girl! Nailed it! I knew it! I knew you were a girl. Go to my channel.
Ava didn't give it away.
Peter Orchard Studios. Hit subscribe, girl. And Jake's too. Jake's Bionic Bro's channel too. You're watching right now. Hit subscribe.
We're at the 2-hour mark, a little bit over actually, and we're going to close it out here. I want to thank Vaughn Coleman for being with us tonight.
Thank you guys for having me and taking the time.
Hey man, this was fun.
Not a problem.
This is fun. Peter and Jake. I never knew your actual name, so. Jake,
oh yeah.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Peter. I think we've been on stream together before.
Oh, of course, nice Vaughn. You've been on stream with me and Jake.
I know, on Dojo.
Yeah, on Dojo's channel. Dojo blocked me, by the way, but Dojo needs to unblock me and then accept the fact I'm going to comment on your